Evelyn to Philip, February 2nd, 1943, 4:40 p.m. Darling Angel Phil, it's funny, the way we think and feel exactly the same things at the same times. Your Saturday and Sunday letters arrived in the first and second mails respectively. And what subtle letters they were! I enjoyed them immensely and read and reread them many times. You know, sweet, that after I finish my period, I'm unusually passionate, and my desire to have you home is doubly increased. I certainly do keep the home fires blazing for you, my man. I neglected to mention these feelings in my weekend letters because I did not want to admit the extent of my yearning, and since nothing can be done about it at present, I thought it best not to. It's exactly 3 weeks since we had one another, and that's a long time for us. I was wondering what your feelings were at this time, and what did you mean about the next one being on the way? Seriously though, baby doll, as much as I would care to satisfy your every whim, I don't think I want to have another for a long time. Not at least till Adele is 4 or 5 years old, and not till the roof over our page 2 heads is ours and ours alone. The financial aspect will also have to be brighter, much brighter. Perhaps it is good for me too that you cannot demonstrate actively the extent of your desires at this particular time. Still, I'd rather have you home to bother me any day. I'll keep you posted on what I wear when there isn't much else to write. However, today there is plenty. We called Ethel to get the dope on Hal's wedding. She says it was the grandest affair she's attended in a long, long time. Max Gutkin was ill and unable to attend. Carl is ready to leave for the army. Phil, darling, there is an unusually large problem facing me at the moment. I will endeavor to explain as fully as possible. As you know, my grandmother is moving sometime shortly, perhaps March or April, and Eddie will probably be called any day. My mom wanted to buy my grandma's house, but I and she can see no sense in it now. It would be very difficult for her to upkeep that house, plus ours, since she does not make an extra cent on this one, and if anything were to go radically wrong with our house, it would take extra money, age 2, that she could not afford. Furthermore, the other house is so dilapidated and would require much capital. I, for one, do not care to see her buy it, simply because I don't want her to have dealings with her family. They might give her more trouble. Seymour and my dad's combined earnings would be sufficient to carry a mortgage, but how long can she count on Seymour's earnings? My dad alone could not be depended upon to carry the mortgage alone. Why take unnecessary risks when she is in no position to do so? Therefore, the question is this: shall I move and allow my mom to take over the house that is rightfully hers? The boys may soon leave for service, and it would be extremely difficult to upkeep this place myself. We must look ahead and decide within a reasonable period, or my mom will be out in the street. I was thinking of moving in with my mom, or vice versa, and Mom could share my room with Adele and me. If this were the case, I would not be tied down so completely and might be able to return to work sooner than I anticipated. I haven't said anything to Mom yet, wanting first to get your opinions and reactions and suggestions, if any. My mom, page 4, wants me to get your advice too, because she's up a tree and wants to be sure she does the right thing for the good of all concerned. Of course, she doesn't want to ask any of us to get out, but what can she herself do? Do you think she should buy the other house? Do you think, sweet, that you would want to stay here when the war is over? Or would you rather, as I do, take or possibly buy a smaller home, one we can upkeep on your salary alone. If I tell her that I, or we, definitely intend to stay here for a good many years, thereby taking the responsibilities and worries off her shoulders, she may buy the other. Do you think it advisable? My bubby wants $4,500 for that dump, and I think it's entirely too much. I hate to have my folks give her the satisfaction of getting her price, and I'm sure she'll stick by her guns. I don't know what to do and will wait for your advice before saying anything to anyone. As you know by now, I went to the movies last night. Hooray! Now Voyager certainly was a good start, but I missed keenly the hand-holding that is so much a part of our movies going. Honest sweetness, I don't know whether I miss you or love you more. Udals was here today, and I took him up to see Adele. He's a big jerk and would rather die than, page 5, tell the truth. But the surprise that crossed his face when he glimpsed our little daughter could not be missed. He admitted, if he were telling the truth, that she was okay. Mrs. Strongen, he said, you've got some granddaughter. Mom always says when she comes into the room to see Adele, if Daddy could see you now, oh boy, he'd eat you up. Our princess is so adorable, and that's exactly what you'd do if you were here. Ruth knitted a pink and blue Dutch cap for Adele, and she looks very well in it. It was lovely again today, but I was dead tired, having had only 6 hours sleep. And since I could not keep my eyes open, I let everything go and flopped into bed. A 2-hour nap refreshed me, but I intend to get to bed early this evening, so I'll be fresh and raring to go tomorrow. I've got plenty to do, too. I finished a half of the front of that sweater I intend to knit for Adele, but I don't think I'll have enough wool to complete it. I have about 35 of Miss Hahn's envelopes left, and I'm using any paper I chance to have on hand till I use up the envelopes. Then I'll get myself some nice stationery. I think your record subscription runs out shortly. Do you want me to renew it? I haven't, page 6, seen any of the pictures we took, as Jack N. has not mailed them to me as he promised. I'll try to reach him tomorrow. I'm just as anxious to see the snaps as you are, but you know how prompt Jack N. is in getting pictures ready. Any year now. I'm proud as punch that you rated so high and landed a job you like. I guess the 7-day week is tough, but I've got it too, so we're in the same boat, except that you can run off when you desire or rest when you want to. Work hard, my precious darling, and perhaps you'll get a rating, so you'll have something to show for all your labors. Ethel asked why I don't join you now. If you had a rating, more money, I might consider it. If Adele weren't in the picture, I'd be out there with bells on. I can dream, can't I, dear? Keep well, my beloved Daddy, and may you soon be with us. We love you, Daddy, hubby, baby, and lover mine. Forever, your Evie. Philip to Evelyn, Tuesday, February 2nd, 4 p.m. Dearest Evie, I've been given permission to practice up on my typing, so I sort of figured I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone and do my daily duty by you at the same time. The weather here is just scrumptious, with a balmy spring breeze blowing all traces of winter out of the air. Your Sunday letter arrived this morning, and it served to cheer me up no end. I was glad to hear that you were kind enough to visit Tante Shuge at the hospital. I'm sure she appreciated your thoughtfulness. The news that our daughter is progressing rapidly is especially gratifying. How I long to see the little darling. So you're getting your spring finery in order, huh? I hope, like anything, I get to see you in it. Your new figure should do your golden dress more justice now, don't you think? I would like to see that too. How in the hell do you make exclamation points on this thing? Did you get Dottie's gift yet? Your choice has my approval, Chippy. When are you going to forward my GI Army gloves? I only drill a half hour in the morning, but I freeze my whittle fingers ever since I lost my mittens. Be a good girl and send them right along, will you, sweet? I'm glad that your Dubonnet shoes are breaking in all right. It would have been a pity if you couldn't wear them. They're so flattering. Well, baby, it's quitting time, so I have to knock off for now. Incidentally, this typewriter is the same model as ours. And how am I doing? All my love to you, darling, and a kiss for Adele. Bless her little heart. Love to all from your Phil.